We like to build up all the anticipation.
Wait for it.
Let's say hypothetically that I don't know anything about fly fishing.
Yeah, right?
It was like this instant 8-way man crush.
I'm on the fence.
The time we've been doing this podcast, I've never seen Uncle Buck perk up his butt. It's dolphin procreation. Like you just flipped up out of your chair.
Yeah, he just blew out his blowhole.
What are you talking about?
And that's pretty much my dream coming true is to actually meet you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm the humblest guy I know.
Work and do trade shows in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You meet some pretty wild guys.
You blew it! I'm the worst PR person ever. Fire me.
All right, guys, you are back. We are in the current. Oh, there it goes. This is the Rutten River Pursuit podcast, home of all things epic in the outdoors. Hey, I'm Ryan.
I'm Catfish.
I'm Kyle.
Uncle Buck.
I'm Dave.
Hey, fellas.
Hey.
Hi, Ryan.
How's it been?
Long time no see, guys.
Yeah, been a while.
Well, I know it was for me. I missed a week. And I've said it countless times, but you miss a week with this group.
You miss a month.
Yeah.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
It does.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I think you missed the right week.
Did I?
Yeah.
What happened? Is this when you guys were bad-mouthing me the whole time?
Yeah. At Castle Miser, there was like
5
inches of water in the
That's
basement.
right. There was some other stuff that happened.
The Podcastle also turned into a surgical center.
That's where I was going with this.
Yeah.
What happened?
We had a little bit of an incident, didn't we? And by we, I mean you.
I cut my big toes. Yeah.
There was a box cutter involved or something,
It
right?
attacked me.
Oh,
I was 5 states away. I need to hear this story.
I tried to
Catfish.
run away, and it chased me.
The box cutter did.
Yeah.
Did
so there was a bit of an incident at the Podcastle,
Yeah.
and we had some flooded basement
Yeah.
situations, right?
Well, it was a slough.
A slew?
It was a leaky roof, then a wet basement.
Oh, a slew of issues.
Yes.
Yes.
Not
I
like
thought maybe
not
the
like
slough-
a fishing slough.
Yeah, the slew caused it, I thought.
But we literally had so much rain that the groundwater has come up past most people's ability to sub pump stuff out. Like it was coming in through the walls. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Quickly. And typically when people's basements flood, you got to tear the carpet out because possible mold problems.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, not my brother Will. He didn't have carpet in the basement. He had rolls of carpet laying on the floor in the basement, like big rolls of carpet.
Eventually, he was going to have carpet in the basement.
Yeah,
Is that what the plan was?
Yeah, it was future carpet. But the future carpet was already rolled up, which makes it, when it gets wet,
Super heavy.
super heavy.
Yeah.
So where you can't even roll it out.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to roll it out, we tried to cut it in the rolls, which is very difficult.
So you're going to take sections of rolled carpet out
Yes.
of the house. So you're going to have to cut through those sections. So you use the box cutter, and it came at you, huh?
It did.
Oh boy.
Indeed.
It bit you.
Luckily, it didn't glide over my foot when I was putting pressure cutting the carpet, and it slipped. It let go off the end of the carpet towards my foot. There's a pro and a con to it. The pro is that I had wheel shoes on, so that's a positive because it cut wheel shoes open, not mine.
Right.
But it went so fast that it didn't slide across my toe or my foot, but it
Kind of into it.
it just whammed into the bone and stopped.
Oh.
And I looked down and I saw the hole in the shoe, which wasn't a big deal. I was like, oh, and Will looked at me. He saw me do it. Am I wrong on that? Will looked at me. His eyes got kind of big.
Will just laughed in the background.
Yeah,
Everybody.
and I went, looky there, and I kind of tilted my foot down, which spread the shoe open, which then the little thing of blood started squirting out like a rainbow. But it was a bad cut, but it didn't stop us from getting the carpet out of the basement before we fixed it.
You had some on-site help to be able to patch that up, right?
No.
No?
No. Yes, no. Let's just say it was fixed on site.
Okay.
We did not have to go to the hospital. It was
Somebody has some seamstress skills.
Yes. No.
A party that will remain nameless.
Exactly.
No, it was more like I sat on the tailgate of the truck, and it was bleeding on the driveway, and Will clapped his hands together like Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, I was going to say like Mr. Miyagi.
He closed his eyes and he waved his hand over my foot, and it was healed.
Nice.
The shoe still has a hole in it though.
Well,
So,
I mean, you can't fix
Half
everything.
off on those shoes, right?
yeah. It'll be fully healed in a few days. It's stitches will come out and the black and blueness will go away. But it honestly, it did really well for considering how bad the cut was. It did well.
Well, you seem to be getting around on it all right today. So
It's not a big deal.
that's good.
Well, they say the cleaner the cut, the easier it is to heal.
Yeah. I got a tetanus shot for the first time in a long time. Let me tell you how much they suck.
Was that fun?
They probably hurt worse than the injury.
Yeah, you know, the flu shot can make your arm sore. The tetanus shot didn't hurt getting it. Everybody says, oh, they hurt to get it.
No.
It was about an hour later till the next morning.
Just
I
Mike
almost-
Tyson punching you in
Yeah, it felt
Yeah.
like, remember back in high school when the guys rolled up their middle knuckle and they gave you the cherry bump in the arm?
Yep.
That's what it felt like for about 10 hours.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But, if that's what it takes to not, lose your toe, I'll take it.
Did it feel like this?
It did. It's like a... Oh!
A little delayed reaction. I like it.
Well, that's exactly what it was when I cut my toe, too. I looked up and went, huh. Oh, it's bleeding. So the great part was actually, we got one of them dumpster bag things that you rent, and they come and pick it up.
Yeah.
And we drug all the wet stuff and lots of other stuff out the window basement, and then had to drag it up into the yard, into a wheelbarrow out to the front yard, which took most of the day before we podcasted. And that was really nice to have all that carpet that we knew we were throwing out, but was still newish, clean, to wipe my foot off all day until we had it fixed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. It's a good rag to have around.
It was. Yeah, it was an accident, but the basement's cleaned up. No harm done. Thank you, Mother Nature, for making us humbled. She once again told us I'm in charge.
Exactly.
Well, and you had a pretty good weekend on the water too. I saw.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't you lie.
Which weekend?
This past weekend.
This past weekend was stupid.
Didn't you have Pikerowski up?
I did.
Our listener,
Pike Diesel.
Yeah, Mr. Pike Diesel.
I did have him up. Saturday night was I threw out a quick, hey, I want to go fishing. He jumped on it. He had like a 2-hour drive or whatever. He come down, and he was here on time.
Nice.
I'd have to say he was here on time. And jumped on the boat. I learned a lot about pike. I didn't really know much about pike. I met him at the Great American Outdoor Show. We got to see him at the Rutten River dinner, our R2 exclusive dinner for the show. Got to hang out with him there. Super cool dude. I know he's big into the NWTF.
Yeah.
And I know he fishes kayak tournaments and things like that. What I didn't realize about Pike Rowski was the fact that he played semi-pro football.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
And football was his life. So I
He
did
looks
know
like it.
I did know some things like similar stuff about like that. So I wasn't exactly prepared for like deep conversation. And
Okay.
I don't always get like that with people I don't like you guys, and that's it. And before you guys, it was nobody. I didn't really open up to people. But me and Pike Rowski had a really nice day of some deep conversation. So
Well, you could use that every once in a while, so that's good.
yeah, it was
That's
weird.
good.
It's like I known him for 10 years or something.
He tried to shaman you.
He's
Is that what it is?
did. He Pike shamaned me.
he's a good guy.
Super cool dude.
And
But he's sneaky as hell.
yeah.
Don't trust him. If he's listening to this, don't you trust him for 1 second.
Really?
Because it was like 2-3 days later, 4 days later, I don't know how many days later it was, but he put a bunch of free stuff in the back seat of my truck. Maybe it was his way of saying thank you.
About to say, I saw an NWTF hat that I also got when I went turkey hunting with him.
And a flashlight and a lantern or whatnot. Yeah.
Wow.
Super nice of
Yeah.
him. But he was sneaky. He must have put it in my truck when I wasn't looking.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, he's a great guy. I got to go turkey hunting with him in the spring.
He told me all about that.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear what he told me?
That I moved when the turkey was coming at us.
Did he?
I don't know about moved was the word he said. More like you were prancing around like a little girl. You had to take a pee.
Doing
and
calisthenics
couldn't sit still. And, No, he did tell me the story of that, and it sounded like a really good hunt.
Yeah, it was good. Just couldn't seal the deal.
Yeah, just very close. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we actually stayed on the water longer than normal. We fished until almost maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock, and I'm usually off the water by 10, 11.
Nice.
Yeah.
But it was brutal hot, like sunburn type hot.
Yeah.
And his company was just that good that I didn't mind sitting back, putting my feet in the water and just listening. You know, like he's a very good conversational person to fish with, but he doesn't over talk you.
Right.
And I mean, it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and he was putting largemouth in the boat. He's a good fisherman.
Nice.
Like, you don't catch largemouth here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon when it's 98 degrees out, but sure enough that he didn't figure it out.
I mean,
Slow rolling creature baits.
Not everybody does. There are some of us.
Yes. There are. You fit that category.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Slow rolling. I mean, just brutally slow fishing where you're creeping baits along the bottom, but he did it, man. He had the patience to make it work. So he caught some really nice largemouth. He caught a couple nice big catfish. He caught perch, crappies. He caught a bluegill. He almost caught the slam. It was close.
That's awesome.
Super cool dude to fish with. If you guys ever have a chance to go fish with Brian Pikerowski, you can find him at Instagram at PikeDiesel. Go ahead and unfollow him now and never go fishing with him. Because he's intimidating fella. Because he's a big dude for one thing. Like he's a football player type of build dude. He looks kind of like a biker, but it's just a giant heart.
Yeah.
Good person.
Absolutely.
And
big teddy bear.
He is, and he has.
But he is intense. I mean, the things he's passionate about, he's intense about them.
He gets after it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He was stoked. Like we had some good topwater action. He was stoked. And real quick Saturday morning when we were out too, it was weird because I always get this really religious type feeling around Brian with me and him because we have this shared passion for God and the outdoors connection. When we went out on the water that morning and got out like in the lake, it was so foggy you couldn't see the bank. So it was just us, the boat, and the sky.
That's cool.
Like the water and the sky
sweet.
matched. And for a minute there, it almost looked like we were fishing in heaven.
That's cool.
Like in the clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Now,
sweet.
having said that sounds kind of, sentimental, so I'll take it back. Don't go fishing with Pikerowski. All he'll do is talk your ear off all day long, and he'll eat. Now, there is one thing that I have one complaint, and I hope he's listening.
Good. Let's hear it.
At one point, he shared this really amazing drink with me. I sent you a picture of it. I told you to help me find it.
Oh, yes.
I like it.
Founders.
Yeah.
Yes. I
All
like
day
it.
IPA.
Yes.
However, when he opened up his cooler and I looked in it, he had honey buns in his cooler, and we never ate one.
Oh, you must.
I got a peek in there. He brought the honey buns on short notice. I gave him 4 hours notice to get here.
Maybe it wasn't an epic day in his mind.
Yeah, you didn't quite get to that level.
Is that what that meant?
I don't know.
Gonna have to turn it up next time, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure it's epic. I'm sure he just forgot about it.
It might have ruined it at the time where I kicked my shoes off and was kicking my feet in the water like a little kid while I was trying to fish. I was working on my suntan and he was still fishing.
Catfish is like, it's hot. I want to go home.
That just cost you your honey bun.
See, and I forgot how nice the weather was this past weekend. I was away. We were celebrating my sister-in-law's 40th birthday.
Yeah.
We were down in Virginia. But, even the curse of the rain that we've had followed me down there because I was prepared to buy a 2-day fishing license down in Virginia.
Yeah.
Because where we stayed in Leesburg, the resort had like 3/4 of a mile riverfront access to the Potomac.
Totally worth the
And,
license.
and it was going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And I checked it every couple of days as we were getting ready to go down there. I'm like, oh, the river down there is going to be unfishable.
Yeah.
And it pretty much was. There was one guy fishing, and I stopped and talked to him for a while. He caught like one catfish in a day and a half worth of trying.
And this was one of the big things with Pikerowski coming up here was the invite came at the exactly right time because the places where he generally fishes on the weekend were washed out from the rain.
Yeah.
So I think that he now has the Lake Mead bug too.
Nice.
Yeah, he likes it. And I'm sure that he'll be back. Now, you did say weekend, though, because that was Saturday.
Yeah. Sunday was just as good to you.
Sunday was... I have to say Sunday was one of the funner days that I've fished in a very long time because typically when I have Will Miser and I have Sean Kennedy on the boat. Sean's in the back of the boat behind my center console, and Will's on the front of the boat, and they're fishing.
Okay.
This time, I forced Will to go in the back of the boat to fish right next to Sean Kennedy to make them guys get to know each other a little better. And boy, I mean, at first, I was like, come on, guys. Like, you know, the arm length away, you know, like don't sit next to the guy in the movie theater, put a seat between you type of deal.
Right.
Man, by the end of the day, they were bust on each other like they were brothers from birth. I was sitting there laughing, going, oh my God, it's getting deep back on the back of the boat now. It was funny.
Was there any short drifting going on?
Oh
back
my
there?
God, no, yeah. And everybody, every crappie they caught was bigger than the last. This crappie's bigger than yours. Because at even one point, Will's like videoing him. And he's like, oh, Sean Kennedy's on the crappie, another dink crappie. And Sean's like, why's it got to be a dink? Why's all my fish got to be small? It was hilarious.
Nice.
But yeah, there's a lot of good jokes and great camaraderie. It was one of those magical days where we targeted crappie. And we got to the point, I'm not kidding, we got to the point where the guys in the back were trying not to catch them. They were doing stupid things with the lures, like zigzagging them and pulling them up 3 feet as fast as they can, and then whipping their. And nothing you did wrong was. It was crappie day.
It was catching.
It was catching. Yeah, yeah. So great Sunday, great Saturday.
I know I was jealous because I saw those pictures while I was at a barbecue festival, and
You were invited.
I know, and my volunteer stay lasted longer than I thought it would, so I couldn't come Sunday. But the cool thing, though, at this barbecue festival, I was at Smoke in the Grove Barbecue Festival. It's held in Spring Grove. It's like their second one ever. It's a world.
That sounds delicious.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
It looked delicious.
There's like pro teams that come with these huge haulers, and like there's like
Do you
55 pro
sample
teams.
stuff?
Well, the cool thing that I do all weekend, I did this last year and this year, is I go and do media. So I'm in with the pro teams. Most of the people that come to the show can only get pulled pork that is like sent out for the, what would it be called? Like the popular choice competition.
Okay.
So like there's a separate category from the actually pro team getting judged. And so I'm in there like in their trailers while they're prepping, watching this guy like meticulously cut ribs and then place them because like they're getting points on their visual and all this stuff. And the guy's handing me some of the bad ribs, the ones that he couldn't turn in the judges, which were like phenomenal. It was great. And I'm talking to all these guys.
Oh, sure, I'll take them.
Yeah,
We can't get a good score on this.
Yeah, like
Just
sure.
eat this.
Twist my
there's
arm.
there's a defect on that one. Okay, the barbecue sauce isn't evenly applied on that one. Yeah, I'll take that.
Hold on, that one over there looks bad too.
Yeah,
You might better give that one.
Put that
Never
one on a
understood.
deaky plate.
Yeah,
I never understood that whatsoever. That the barbecue pitmaster things I see on TV,
Yeah.
they put them in the little like styrofoam box perfectly, and
With the kale lettuce.
That's it.
Yeah.
Why would they put
This
green
guy-
stuff in there and ruin barbecue?
this guy's wife had a paintbrush to make sure all the barbecue sauce was evenly applied, and she had a special light, and she got down and examined, and she made sure everything was perfect.
Wow.
And it turned out that the one couple in there I was, watching and hanging out with for a while, they won like Worlds last year, which I didn't
Really?
even know until the whole competition was over. And so I got to hang out with them, got to try some other barbecue from other people, and I was walking through and I had my R2 hat on, and I'm in another group's tent, and the pit master was like, "Hey, are you listen to that podcast?" And I'm like, I'm in the podcast.
Because you had the hat on?
Yeah, because I had the hat on. And he's like, no way. He's like, I'm a listener. I'm like, oh, great. And here it's Steven.
I'm Deeky.
Yeah. It's Steven Englehart, and he's from the East Berlin area.
Okay.
And I think he's the pitmaster for House of Hog Barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right
So-
down here in East Berlin.
Yeah. So I got to meet him. Very nice guy. The whole team was great.
I
I'll have
didn't
to
know
stop
he
in
listened
there.
to us.
Yeah,
I
I've
I've
stopped
been in
down
there a bunch of times.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I get down there all the time.
I have to wear my hat in next time.
Yeah, definitely. So very nice guy. That was cool to have happen. Also, while I was there, got to talk to Dakota Moses.
Yeah.
So Mr. Jerky,
Mr. Jerky was there.
got to talk to him. He had a stand at that event. I got to talk to him about his jerky
How old
making.
is he?
He's a younger guy.
Is he?
Like 14 or something?
Yeah.
See, I always pictured Dakota being like 25, 28.
I think he's under 25, I bet.
So he's 25.
He's been making jerky since he was in the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Came out maybe.
But,
when else do you start when you're that good?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, no wonder that jerky's so good.
yeah, he has it down.
Lifetime.
And, he's definitely, he's working hard, getting his company out there. There's some big things going to happen with them. So you'll be able to see Moses
Oh,
jerky.
so you got the inside that you're not telling us.
Well, I don't
what
want
it
to tell
sounds
our
like.
listeners until it comes true. But
Cheddar cheese popcorn flavored.
Ooh, I didn't even mention that. To
Oh,
you. But no, you're going to be able to get your jerky
What?
at
That's
some
what I just
other
said.
places around
I went
here.
there.
Holy buckets.
like
Yeah.
local, like retail.
Yes, he's working on a deal with some local retailers.
Huh.
So he'll be in.
That'll be
What
sweet.
about Chad at the marina?
There's another retailer.
You know, Chad at the marina would carry that for him.
I
And
guarantee
yeah.
you he
There's
will.
a lot of people that come through the lake that are jumping on boats and they,
Yep.
I didn't
Yeah.
bring anything to eat.
Yeah, going
Great
in and grabbing a
snack.
soda and something
Yeah.
from Chad. And
That's
eating
a
snack.
fantastic grab and go at the marina.
Yeah.
Oh, and they don't really have a whole lot of options for like quick snacks right now.
And
Yeah.
if they tell Chad, maybe they can get our promo code.
But Dakota's very happy with working with us. He
Good.
thinks we're great. He listens.
Good.
And so we got to keep.
Does he fish?
I'm not sure.
We should take him fishing.
We should. We definitely should. So if you're listening to this,
And there'll be a whole new line of fish jerky.
right?
That's what I said.
Yes.
Yes, I said smoked salmon earlier. Or smoked
Smoked
striper.
striper.
Yeah, buddy.
I like it.
But to get your 15% off, go to the website and use Jerky Pursuit 15 as the coupon code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep using that. That's still a valid coupon option. So
Well, and they just lowered their shipping rates too.
yeah, flat rate shipping.
what?
So
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Plus with the 15%.
plus with the
man.
15%.
so
You can't beat his jerky, buddy.
No, that
yeah,
jerky.
with the code and the flat rate shipping, it's cheaper than it would be in stores.
yeah.
I took a bag out to Missouri with me.
Did they love it?
Yeah.
They should.
They're looking it up right now.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
Good.
That's great.
I'm torn with my favorite flavor. I got like a sampler of like 6 different flavors. Like each one, I was like, oh, this is the flavor. It's like I haven't had a bad one.
No, this is
Yeah.
the good one.
Yeah.
No, this is the good one.
I haven't had a bad one yet.
I definitely have a favorite. They're all good, but I like the teriyaki.
The teriyaki. I was going to say.
I don't know. Old Bay's pretty good too. Like
I didn't know. Lacey ate it so fast. I didn't know what.
the Old Bay caught me off guard because I was like, oh, Old Bay with beef. I was like,
Sometimes that could take the Old Bay can go sideways.
Yeah.
No, spot on.
No, yeah.
Spot on.
He
But
needs
no-
to make white cheddar popcorn.
Why are you questioning Old Bay with beef? Old Bay's great. I put it on cereal if I could.
I put Old
Old
Bay
Bay's-
in my oodles and noodles.
Yeah, heck
But,
yeah.
but like Phil said, it sometimes a lot of Old Bay flavors can
Don't taste like Old Bay either.
Right,
well, it's either not enough or it's too much.
Yeah.
Like to get that sweet spot, it's tough.
But with seeing Steven, this past weekend, that's something. If you guys see us out there, out and about, say hi to us.
Yeah.
Shoot, talk to us for a little bit. We're always happy to shake some hands and talk to you for a little bit.
Kiss baby.
Yeah, we won't.
Pass some
We don't have to
stories.
kiss your babies, but we're glad to if you want us to.
If you want us to.
I don't know if I can do that right
Yeah,
now.
we're definitely approachable.
I'm scary looking.
Uh-oh.
You are scary looking today, bud.
You should have seen Buck's eyes this morning when he stopped stone cold dead on the dock. And your look looked like deer in the headlights.
I had to make sure I knew who I was looking at.
13 years I've been opening the door for Dr. McKee at work. 13 years for the operating room. Walked right by me. He's like, oh, excuse me, sir. Never said that to me before in my life. He had no clue who I was. And then later when I went back into the claniogram, he stopped his whole entire OR case, turned around, looked at me, and went, I did not know that was you. I'm so sorry.
Until you masked up.
Yep.
Well, why didn't he recognize you, Catfish?
What happened?
I cut an inch off the beard.
An inch.
You must have a different measuring tape than
Yeah.
me, bud.
Yeah.
Is that like a metric
Typical
inch?
fisherman. Just the opposite, though.
I was going to say.
There's a few stories that go wrong. I mean, I don't know which one's true anymore because people keep asking me what happened. I mean, the box knife attacked me, got more than my toe. I was trimming it and the razor slipped and took a swath out, and so I had to straighten her up.
Nasty whopper plopper incident.
Yeah, it could be possible work related. It just could be the fact that I, want to start over. And you can't build a temple unless you rip a church down. And I hate to say that, but the beard wasn't getting any bigger. It kind of stopped growing. so it came off for a little bit, and there'll be no social media pictures of this for at least 7 months. But
Well, you better do something before archery season, boy.
it's growing back already.
Yeah, you always need to trim the apple tree to make it bloom. So
Amen to that.
that's what
True.
you're doing.
It does feel awkward. It's been 8 years since I even cut it halfway off. So
I did have to run back to the truck while we were getting ready to go fishing
to
today
giggle and laugh
Well-
when I couldn't see it.
to get the neck gator that I had in my truck to make sure you had something so that we could get some pictures.
Well,
That
the neck
included-
hasn't seen sun for like 10 years.
No,
so
it's pure white.
yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't want it to burn to death.
No,
That hoo rag will keep the SPF off you.
Yeah.
it is funny though. It's when you look at yourself in the mirror. A beard doesn't. A beard shouldn't define you as a person. But I was amazed on how much feeling went into cutting it off and looking in the mirror and going, "Wow!" Because it's a commitment to grow a beard,
Yeah.
and once you cut it off and you have to wait a year and a half for it to come back, there is a moment there where it's almost, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And I don't mean a moment. It was like 3 hours of me pouting afterwards. Maybe even a few cuss words, but it was.
You're fine, baby face.
It sucked.
It's all right, babyface Nelson.
It even though you still have a beard, the dramatic change in length changed your facial
No, it did.
appearance.
And people say I look like my father now, and it does. If you look at him, I look just like him.
You do, Catfish. And this morning, it couldn't have happened any better than in a movie, like a comedy skit. Like Ryan, I heard the story. Ryan rolling up. Say it. What did you say, Ryan?
Well, I told him that he looked just like his dad.
And Will rolls in, 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours after
But
that.
the first thing out of Will's mouth, man, you look just like your dad.
And then 3 minutes later.
And then when Phil walked over, Catfish, you look just like the crow maker. Shut up, Phil. I heard this already.
It couldn't have been any better in the movie.
And I heard it 12, 15 times at work, too.
Because it's the freaking truth. I thought for a moment there.
Terry come back in time.
Yeah, but he was standing.
He was standing with you.
Yeah, he was standing with me.
He came back in time.
I was pinching myself and making sure I wasn't dreaming, having one of those real vivid dreams because holy cow.
I've heard a lot of things at work. People saying, "Oh, you look so nice. You look younger." Blah blah blah. The only thing that I really think that I really took to heart that meant a lot to me was whenever Stevie told me I looked sexier.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
And that's a compliment coming from Stevie Meisner.
Stevie doesn't joke around with stuff like that.
He doesn't joke around with stuff like that.
He's a real straight shooter.
Being the bad boy of podcasting, he just doesn't throw those words around
He was-
lightly.
He was just kissing up because he wanted the front of the boat again today.
he seems to always get the front.
Oh
of the
man,
boat.
he killed the crappies today.
Did he ever?
He was on it.
It wasn't even fair for them.
Ryan would have to cast over his head to get into the crappie pool.
Which I did on a couple occasions. But let's get to that point, right? So we made reference to the fact that Will was laughing in the background earlier. Now we're giving Stevie a hard time. He's off the sides here, not talking to anybody. But we're all together today.
Studio B.
And we're in
or
Studio
C.
B-ish. We're
B.1.
We're at Catfish's place.
B2?
Yeah.
We're in my garage.
Yeah.
I like my garage.
We've
the
done
garage doors up.
We've
in the
done a
man
couple of
cave.
shows down here.
Yeah.
And
Crowmaker was in one
Yeah,
too. Yep.
yeah.
yeah, he was. What are we doing here today? What did we do?
We took a special friend out fishing today, and he's a bass player in a band. We're gonna go see him tonight in a concert. And Will took him out smallmouth fishing, and then we took him out largemouth fishing today. And
Yeah.
And everything else.
And everything else he caught.
darn it! If he first trip to Lake Mead, if he didn't hook into a huge striper
You know what? It's
on
good.
top water.
It's good that Stevie's sitting on the sidelines right now because I haven't heard the end of it. I've been fishing here for 17 years, and I have yet to catch a striper. This punk shows up in 10 minutes. He's got one on the boat.
Does he think he is a rock star?
Yeah. It's beginner's luck. Let's see him do it again.
All I heard is that everybody was glad Stevie wasn't there to help him net it.
That's true.
Everybody was happy because I didn't get to fish. I was working the day and got to come and join you guys this afternoon.
Ryan handed the net to me on my boat.
Yeah.
I handed the net to Stevie as we were pulling over as fast as we can, and I told Stevie, throw the net to Kyle. And I was waiting for Stevie to throw the net in the lake and be like, oops, I'm so sorry.
I didn't even think of it, but now that you say that could have happened.
It could have happened.
I thought it was coming too. Because Stevie had that look in his eye.
Well, he already sabotaged Will Striper this year. And
Stevie has put a lot of time into this lake fishing too. Like he's thrown a lot of stuff in this lake. And
I think Stevie also knocked one off of Kyle too when we were at Pinchot.
I tried to today.
He's like the
No comment.
the striper spoiler.
I saw the video,
Is that your new nickname?
I saw the video, and I'm pretty sure Phil had the epic netting. Was that you?
Yeah,
almost epic.
I was the man with all the pressure at the end.
I'm not gonna lie, bud. I was sucking air in my teeth watching. I'm like,
I was too.
There was
come on, Phil.
It was close.
He almost had a strike 3. The first one was a swing and a miss.
You know, if you just touch that lure roll, you could pull it right out of that striper's mouth.
But you know what helped? Canada.
Yep.
That was good.
Thank you, Canada.
Thank you, Canada.
Thanks, Justin Trudeau.
Thank you, Lake Nipigon, and your epic adventureness of large fish and delicate netting on barbless hooks.
Yes.
But that bass had a lot of life when it got to the surface, and you went to net it.
It was still swimming away from the net with pride.
Yeah.
It wasn't worn out yet.
And it was taking that Penn 4000, Battle Tooth 4000.
When you're netting a striper,
with
and it's still
25-pound test.
It was zizzing.
It was zizzing.
And it was zizzing hard.
I have to give you a big thumbs up. You did good on that net job.
And it was a sweet bass.
Off a pontoon boat, which is taller out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think that's really what happened, right? It tried to swim under the boat, and it got between the pontoons, under the boat. And
anchor rope, and I was worried about the anchor rope.
You netted him as he was zizzing back out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things could have went wrong, but you got it.
There was 1,000 things could
You
have
nailed it.
And I'd have never heard the end of it.
I was just glad I wasn't in Phil's shoes.
And then I'm going to go into right about 15 minutes after that. I think the most epic thing happened today.
Well, it might be the most epic thing,
I don't know,
but we'll
but
talk about one of the other most epic
the
things.
thing on the
But
way
this,
in.
Yeah. This is amazing to hear about. I want to hear this.
Because it was a nature-gasm.
It was madness.
Something to behold, I understand.
Right.
What happened?
Well, the three of us were standing, Justin and Kyle and I were all standing on the side of the boat on the
out in front of the pontoon?
Port side, I believe.
Oh, so you were on the side of the boat.
And all casting out towards the shore.
Now, is that the port if you're looking to the front
If
of
you're
the
looking
boat,
to the
bow,
if you're
or
looking
the stern?
to the bow of the boat, we were on the port side, all
Port bow. Off the port bow.
fishing. And Will said, "Guys,
I don't speak that language.
There's a whole bunch of boiling going on behind you.
Yeah.
Get on it, guys." Well, Kyle and Justin were in a better position. They were up casting as I started to get up and start to cast. Mm-hmm. As their lines hit the water, I mean, almost it was simultaneous. It was synchronized fishing. If there was an Olympic sport, this was it today.
Right.
It was stupid.
Synchronized fishing. They cast out at the same time, using different topwater baits. Hit the surface perfectly, 6 foot apart.
Even splashes.
Nice.
Boom.
That scores well with the judges.
Yes, even the Chinese will score that well. And then they took a crank, maybe 2 cranks, and then simultaneous wash, kashposh,
Whack.
yeah, like holy cow, is this going on? Another crank, 2 cranks, both fish simultaneously up out of the water.
Nice. Hitting the button.
And it was on. Then it was like, holy cow, this is happening. It took us that long to realize that just happened.
Well, you guys were making quite a bit of noise. We were 300 yards away because we were back in that
Oh, at
cove.
least,
Yeah. That was when we pulled up to the lighthouse in the Big Rock, and I'm getting hung up in the grass, and Steve's like, "This is amazing," and all this stuff's going on, and all of a sudden we hear the screaming off in the distance. So that's what was going on.
Wait a second here. I mean, I can see it, but I think our listeners might have heard an impression, but he's actually on. That wasn't...
No, that was my impression.
Yeah, but Stevie now stepped in. So we have Stevie.
Stevie's on board now.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I'm here.
Sitting in for
Yeah,
who?
I'm here.
Stevie.
For Catfish.
All right.
He stepped up.
You did.
I didn't have a choice.
Your beard might be longer than Catfish's.
Oh, boy, I'm
We
glad.
better edit that out. Uh-oh. We're going to hear about that on Sunday.
To finish Phil's story, I mean, Justin and I were just completely smitten. Like, we were giggling like schoolgirls.
Right.
We literally, like, our baits were literally landed like 2 feet apart from each other, and it was
awesome.
It was one of those things, pure naturegasm that just.
Each of them, we could only take pics from the waist up because we each had a pea spot on their britches.
Well, and the fish were pretty comparable in size too.
Yeah.
Like I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
And like it was, you guys were twinning it.
Yeah.
I think the only reason why Kyle's looks smaller is Kyle's like twice the size of Justin.
All the fish look small when I hold them.
Yeah. Well, that's why
That's his story, guys.
people get confused about the size of the antlers when they go hunt in Canada. They're like, "Oh, I let that one go. It wasn't very big." And the guide's like, "That was a 160-inch buck."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you're carrying a big body, everything looks small around it.
Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome, bud.
Man, what a day. I mean, we caught fish all day long. We got in before all the rain.
Yeah.
For lunch, and then it rained a little bit, but not like it did.
Yeah.
How about it? Catfish, we came out, he turned that bilge pump on, and that thing ran for 10 minutes.
It sure did.
With salmon at Capistrano.
I couldn't believe that's how much rain we got in that 30 minutes we sat for lunch.
I know. I was at
2
work,
inches came down
and it
at
was
least.
raining good, and I was like, man, I hope those boys are okay. So glad you guys got out of the weather for a little bit when that storm came through.
Ryan, what was your epic?
So the other epic thing that happened this morning, well, I actually had a bit of a naturegasm on the drive over because I saw a really nice 8-point right alongside the road. I actually thought it was one of those like lawn statue type things, but it was sort of on a little side hill next to a half-grown cornfield. I'm like, nobody would have put a lawn statue right there. And then it kind of turned its head a little bit.
The lawn statue did.
Yeah. It was amazing. No, but it was a
Good
real
lawn
solid
statue.
8-point, as wide as its ears, but I couldn't get over how tall this thing was. And I'm like, man, it is, August 2nd, 3rd, something like that?
Yeah.
This thing's got some growing to do. That's going to be a real nice buck. Anyway.
I too saw a nice buck
On the way down?
in the backyard yesterday evening as I was getting that griddle out
There you
for
go.
tonight.
They're getting out there.
Oh, and it's at least a nice big 4-point.
Yeah, it's what do they call it? The velvet rut is going on right now with everybody's trail camera pictures all over the internet. It's good stuff.
Bucky, wasn't that one of your band names back in Shell?
The Velvet Rut.
Velvet Rut,
Rut.
yes.
Well,
Yes.
Also, lately, with all the rain we've had,
That was my jazz band.
Jazz band.
Yeah.
with all the rain we've had, it's been pushing deer pattern. Like they've been out in fields in
Yeah.
like 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yep.
1 o'clock, because they still need to get out and feed. And if it poured all the night before, they're out and moving all day. So it's kind of neat to see that.
Well, after I saw this really nice buck and I finally got to the lake, I had a little bit of trouble coming through the gate in the community because they have to call ahead when it's real early in the morning. And Catfish didn't have his phone on him. It was in the truck. He was getting the boat
Plus,
ready.
they have a warrant out for you.
And they have a warrant out for my arrest. We'll talk about that on some other podcast. Thanks for bringing that one up, Stevie. Listen, you go 27 miles per hour in a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit, private gated community. All of a sudden, you're a bank
You're a
robber.
hard
America's
criminal.
Most Wanted.
Anyway, I guess we talked about it now. Now that that's behind us, I pulled up to the marina and met up with Catfish. Once I recognized it was him with that shaven face of his, he was telling me that we were going to be borrowing this pontoon boat.
Yeah.
So the two of us go over to take a quick look at the pontoon boat and get a feel for it, make sure it's going to start, everything's going to be great, try to make sure everything's good for the day. Catfish steps onto the pontoon boat, and I came up alongside it on the dock, and I leaned over the console part, and Catfish is on the boat, and he steps into the console, so now I'm leaning on the side of the boat. Catfish steps onto the same side of the boat I'm leaning against, and I don't know. I don't want to overestimate, but 3,000 gallons of water that was held up on top of the soft top of the pontoon boat just came crashing down over me, and it was all I could do. Like, I didn't even move at that point. Like most people, I would think would have jumped out of the way and been like, "Oh man!" I just stood there and left it keep coming. At that point, I'm soaked.
Yeah.
There's
That's your
nothing
second shower of the morning.
Yeah,
probably refreshing to say the least.
Well, at that point, it was still a little chilly, but it didn't bother me. Didn't faze me at all. But Catfish got a pretty good chuckle out of it. So that got the thing started off good for him.
After the, "Hey, you look like your dad" comment? Or?
Yeah, I think maybe it was payback. It was karma.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
I'm actually surprised I wasn't punched square in the face.
Who's Karma?
Wasn't she married to Dennis Rodman at one time?
I think so.
Oh, that one.
Karma Electra?
Karma Electric.
Karma Electric was her name.
Well,
are you thinking Karma Chameleon? I'm sorry.
They come and go anyways.
Yeah.
Not to change from the epic day that we had today, guys, but I'm just throwing this out there so nobody doesn't say I didn't warn them.
Okay. Public service announcement.
Public service announcement for the R2 crew. Deer season's coming upon us.
Yes.
And it's coming quick. Make sure you're doing all your preseason stuff now before it's too late.
Get out there shooting.
Hanging stands,
clearing shooting lanes if you can. Of course,
trail
if you're
cameras,
hunting like state forest and stuff, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah,
but trail cameras should be out now.
Yep.
Food plot work should be getting done. Yep. Absolutely.
Stands should be hung.
Speaking of which, doe tags.
Second round.
Second round.
Yeah, if there's anybody at this point listening to this podcast that hunts in the state of Pennsylvania, you haven't put in your doe permit application, shame on you. A.
Yeah.
And B, hurry up.
Yeah.
Unless you're hunting down where Kyle lives, there's not a lot of tags left to be had in a couple of places.
Not a lot of tags anywhere.
Sold out.
Isn't that crazy how fast it sells out?
Well, it is, but it isn't. I mean, there's some areas. If you look at, I think it's 4F, something like that. But it's a strip that a wildlife management unit's pretty small above Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So it's very mountainous, but it's also pretty highly populated area. And for the size of it and the number of tags that they give out for that area, they go quick. I think they were sold out before we opened up for non-resident.
Yeah, there's a couple units in PA that don't even make it to the second round or for out-of-state applicants.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
cool.
So,
hot market.
Yeah. So the public service announcement really is just do your preseason work, but don't forget, get your tags in.
Yep. Yeah, don't forget to get your tags in and make sure you're starting to think about the season now because as some of us learned last year.
Why do you keep looking right at me?
I'm looking through you.
Because I was complaining a lot last year, I think.
I'm just going to fish through it.
Fish through it? Well, that's what I did last year, and that's why he's looking at me, I think.
Well,
Deeky, how many tags did you get this year so far?
Including Maryland?
Yeah.
I didn't buy my Maryland stuff yet, so.
That's right around the corner, buddy.
So I got two.
Only two.
So far.
He'll have 8, 10 before the season.
Maryland spoils you.
Hey, before we get to the Better the Hunt topic hat.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
I saw something really cool today that I want to talk about.
Ooh,
or just bring it up.
Tell us,
and
bud.
it wasn't fishing related, but this was every now and then you see stuff outside that you don't typically see. So we were we were
that happens.
Where were we, Ryan? We were over near one of the coves.
Catfish Cove.
Yeah, we were over near Catfish Cove, and I look up and I saw something in the tree. And I thought it was a big nest, like it was a big brown nest. Like, wow, what is that? And I pointed to it
and said,
"What's that nest?" I said, "What kind of nest is that, Catfish?" and no sooner did I like put my finger down, pointing at it, the nest flies away, and it was a big bald eagle, like just gigantic bald eagle, and it made a noise. You know, it made a bald eagle noise.
How'd that go?
America, America,
Okay.
America, liberty. I've seen them.
Those nests
I've
are
seen them-
bigger than that Volkswagen you had in high school.
Oh, bud, you're not kidding. But I've seen them in trees before, but not that close and not that clear. And that is just
it's cool.
It's amazing. Yeah,
it was definitely a sight to behold.
It's hard not to feel
patriotic.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Did you stand
How would
up
you
and
feel if
salute
you
it?
went to Canada, another country, and you see 4 of them like that within a mile, 2 miles? I mean, it was.
Yeah.
It was so.
You got them up there?
Oh my gosh! When we were up there, they were left and right. It was.
They borrowed
amazing.
them from us.
Oh, they did.
They were on loan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really?
Without
I wonder
tariff.
if they have to
It's
get
like we
a
borrow
green
their
card.
geese.
Without tariffs.
Oh, no, we borrow their geese.
Yeah.
It's an even trade.
Right. They're
a
Canadian
billion
geese
geese
down
for-
here. Up there, they just call them geese.
Do they?
I call them goose if there's only one. That's what Mike the native.
Look at that goose.
Native Mike said.
Native Mike said that.
Actually, we call him goose down here if there's only one.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. All right. Good on you, bud.
Hey,
Thanks.
somebody
Thanks.
start shaking that topic hat.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, we
Ryan,
gotta-
shake up the
we got a
topic
show
hat.
to go
What's
see
the
tonight.
what's
You know what?
tonight's topic,
I
Ryan?
am going to actually bypass the Better the Hunt topic hat. You guys should still hop on
can't
over to Better.
bypass
Now
it.
listen, I'm
He's calling an audible.
I'm calling.
He's
it
at,
audible.
boy.
he's at
That's
the
the word.
line.
That's the word I couldn't think of because I never played football.
You're lucky Will's
So,
not here because that'd be a 1.
This is the thing. You should still go to Better the Hunt, check out all the cool products they've got. But rather than pull something random out of the Better the Hunt topic hat, we asked the listeners today
Yeah, we
during
did.
our Facebook Live
Yeah.
for some topic ideas. And while we touched on it a little bit in our Facebook Live video, I think it would be a good one. We don't have a whole lot of time anyway. This would be a good one. The listener were asking something to the effect of, if you had the option,
Yeah.
would you rather shoot a buck in full velvet or a buck that's hard horned?
And go.
Yes.
I'll start.
Yeah.
I want a horn buck before I go after any of these velvet buck. I need to establish myself as a deer hunter #1 before I could even think about velvet special. I'll just put it that way. I won't turn down a velvet buck hunt. Don't get me wrong. That'd be great. But for me, I want a buck. I'll take a
Wouldn't
nice.
a velvet buck still be a buck?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but
It is kind of a special.
Is
it's
it?
yeah.
It's a specialty.
For me, I consider it a specialty type of a buck.
Related to some kind of make a fishing analogy out of it.
So
to help me
a
understand.
redfish with 2 dots.
An albino muskie.
Okay.
An albino muskie.
or an albino muskie.
And Stevie, the thing with the velvet bucks is most states,
Yeah.
their seasons don't start until after or right when the deer start
Yeah.
shedding their velvet.
Okay.
So I know there's a couple states like Kentucky, they have a real early season. I think some other southern states where you potentially could shoot velvet buck.
Yeah, and that's my novice status as a deer hunter. I would definitely. I need to kill buck in my own state first, and then I'll go looking elsewhere.
For me, I'm gonna have to side with the hard antlers as well, only because one, from a taxidermy standpoint, I don't see how if you shoot a velvet buck, how that's gonna hold up over the years.
They spray it with something.
Do they?
Velvet rut be going.
Rut be
Lock on.
and two,
Velvet be gone.
Velvet be.
No, that's how they get hard horn, bud.
and two,
Wrong product, Stevie.
Velvet remover.
and two,
Velvet restayer. Because we want to keep it. Sorry, Kyle.
get it right, Stevie.
Sorry, I'm new to this.
You're
velvet.
cheesing it.
What are we calling these? Velvet.
Velvet.
Be gone.
Velvet
Velvet keep. I don't
Call
know.
it Velvet be here.
Velvet stay.
Velvet stick around.
Yeah.
Velvet stay.
All right.
And two
Sorry.
is as we discussed, most of the areas or times that you're hunting deer that are in velvet, it's hot. It's not like, like middle September hot. It's like hot like today, hot like it's humid, muggy, and
so it's the real reason why you probably wouldn't see one is just the time of the year when you have available.
Sure, your seasons.
Okay, your season.
The seasons will definitely dictate that. But I think the way that the question was posed is like if you could choose to do one or the other. DK, where are you at on this?
I'd shoot the velvet buck all day.
Would you?
Yeah.
I've seen multiple velvet bucks while hunting. I had a close encounter and almost shot opportunity, and it was a 4-point, and I still was excited and wanted it.
Yeah.
It had my blood going. My blood pressure was up, and he was just out of shooting range and just never gave me an opportunity. Even a smaller buck like a 4-point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited about it. I think it'd be neat.
Yep. And maybe that's where I'm at. I think also I would love to do it sometime. I'd love to hunt, maybe even only having to go down to Maryland for an opportunity to do that. But I'd like to shoot a buck in velvet sometime. The closest I ever got to an opportunity like that, there was a buck that he was hard horned, but there was still some velvet hanging. But he was a smaller one, so I wasn't really planning to take him anyway. So I'd like to, but the reality is, even though you get a little extra mass on them, they look heavier horned. I love the look of a hard horn buck.
Yeah.
And depends what you get into, or the part of the country that you're in, or the trees that the deer are using when they're shedding their velvet or when they're marking their territory. If you can find something with like that real deep dark chocolate, I would sooner shoot a dark chocolate horn buck than a velvet buck.
Yeah.
I was out, this was a couple years ago now, hunting in Maryland, and my cousin shot a buck in velvet. Nice 8-point. I mean, out past the ears, nice and tall. And we were so careful with it getting it out.
Yeah, I'll bet.
You weren't grabbed it by the ears and because you didn't want to touch the horns.
Yeah.
And he got it mounted, and the velvet's still on. It looks really nice.
Well, they sprayed it with some of that stuff Stevie sells.
Yeah.
Velvet stay.
I mean, it's definitely cool. And it looked, to my taste, I love the dark chocolate rack.
Yeah.
That's so cool with a buck, in the hard horns or that dark chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
But the velvet's pretty cool. Definitely.
Yeah.
So
Stevie, what's your choice?
The albino muskie.
There we go.
That wasn't an option, Stevie.
But that's exactly what I would have expected from Stevie. I love it.
No, that was a good little topic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wish I knew who suggested that for us, but
Michelle Harns.
Was it Michelle?
Was it Michelle?
Yeah, definitely.
I know. Will read it off
pretty
to
sure.
us. But, well, there you go. Michelle's getting credit.
Yep. Thank you, Michelle.
I told her she was the only 10 I saw today.
Yeah.
That's right.
There you
Somebody
go.
thought she was in Tennessee.
Mm. And that's why she brought the velvet coming, because you're the velvet fog.
Because I'm the velvet fog. That's right. Yeah, today was an epic day. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Catfish. Thank you to Chad also, Chad Wolf over at the marina for letting us get on that pontoon boat. That was epic. That was a lifesaver, really, because with Justin Dean Corgan being in town, we all wanted to play. Everybody was here. We all wanted to participate, and the only way that was going to happen, short of a couple of us wet wading in Lake Mead, was if he let us borrow that pontoon. So thank you very much again, Chad. That was epic, and the food was fantastic.
Yeah.
So
well, we gotta go get our dancing shoes on because we got a big night ahead of us.
That's right. Devin Allman Project is going to be playing. We're going to be hanging out with Justin Dean Corgan some more, and I think we're like VIPs or something, right? We got some backstage passes.
Well, I think we're official VIPs. I mean, we've always been VIPs.
Signing autographs.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I'm bringing a couple
babies to kiss.
Yeah, I'm bringing a couple Sharpies.
Is there a buffet back there for like the VIP?
Only green M&Ms.
I think there's a cash buffet.
Cash buffet.
What do they call that on a movie set? There's a name for the spread on a movie set.
Smorgasbord.
No. No. Not that movie set. Now I'm going to feel like a fool, and you guys aren't going to be able to help me out.
Continental.
Not continental
meat.
breakfast.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of it either. Hey,
of
it was
it,
another
bud.
good week, guys.
Oh, well. We're going to leave it
Stevie.
at that. Just make sure that you send us an email or message us on Facebook and tell me what that table's called.
Yeah.
What is it? The table in the back of
The snack table on a
When
set.
you're on a movie set, there's
Hospitality?
a name for it. No.
Hospitality.
Let's just
I
cut
think
it.
they just call it a
Canteen?
buffet, bud.
Stevie, other than the buffet table, where can they find us?
That's good. RuttenRiverPursuits.com. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Rutten River Pursuits, and on our YouTube channel, Rutten River Pursuits Podcast. Click like on the new Sodas Point video that is up now. Like that, watch it. That's just one of the many amazing things that we did this summer.
Heck yeah.
Download the podcast on iTunes or Castbox.
Also, MosesJerky.com.
MFJerky.com.
Use the promo code JerkyPursuit15. Get your 15% off your next purchase.
The entire order, right?
Entire order.
Plus they're
order.
good shipping.
All the meat you can handle.
Another fantastic week, boys. I appreciate it. Awesome.
See ya.
Y'all have a good one.
Later.
Real and weedless.
It's called the craft service table.
Craft service table.
Trash
That's
panda
it.
hip quiver.
Craft service table.
That's what it's called.
What craft?
Staff. Is it
Macaroni
staff or
and
craft?
cheese.
Craft
Craft?
services.
Craft services.
He's talking fast, so you can't understand him. We're not sure.
However, when he opened up his cooler and I looked in it, he had honey buns in his cooler, and we never ate one.
You must.
I got a peek in there. He brought the honey buns on short notice. I gave him 4 hours notice to get here.
Maybe it wasn't an epic day in his mind.
Yeah, you didn't quite get to that level.
Is that what that meant?
I don't know.
Gonna have to turn it up next time, I guess.
Yeah.
Why are you questioning Old Bay with beef? Old Bay's great. I put it on cereal if I could.
I put the only thing that I really think that I really took to heart that meant a lot to me was whenever Stevie told me I looked sexier.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
And that's a compliment coming from Stevie Miser.
Stevie doesn't
Yeah.
joke around with stuff like
He
that.
doesn't joke
No.
around stuff like that.
He's a real straight
No,
shooter.
Being the bad boy of podcasting, he just doesn't throw those words around
He was-
lightly.